Have you ever been on a family trip where everything looked fine on the outside, but you never actually relaxed? Nothing went wrong, your plans worked, your days were full, but your brain never shut off. I'm a mom of four, and for a super long time, I thought this was just what family travel looked like. But this wasn't a kid problem. It was a planning problem. Most family trips don't fall apart because something goes wrong. They fall apart because we pack too much into each day and do not plan with energy in mind. Once I understood that, our trips stopped feeling like races and marathons and actually started feeling like vacations. So, if your trips look good on paper but feel heavy in real life, stay with me. Overload doesn't feel chaotic at first. It feels rather productive. I remember when we were standing in line thinking about snacks and bathroom breaks and timing and where we were going to eat later, all while pretending I was like present and enjoying the moment. But my brain is tracking everything in the background. I remember days where we saw amazing things, but I still felt completely fried by dinner time. Not angry, not upset, just done. And that's confusing because nothing really was wrong. But once you see why this happens, it becomes really obvious for what you need to change. Most itineraries don't fail because of what's planned, they fail because of how closely you've stacked your things together. It's the walk to get there, the wait once you arrive, the heat, the what are we eating question, and then doing it all over again. Even fun things drain your capacity. A museum, then lunch, and then one more quick stop sounds reasonable until you live it with kids. And this is why nights are where trips usually unravel. I remember one specific day that looked perfect on paper. We hit the main attractions early, lunch went fine, the kids were cooperating, nothing went wrong, but by late afternoon, I could feel it building. Everyone started getting quieter, there were shorter answers, there was less patience, and by dinner, nobody had the energy to decide anything else. That was the moment that I realized good days can still be just too much. And I stopped asking, did this work? And started asking, what did this cost us? Dinner isn't the problem. Timing is because by dinner, there's really nothing left to give. So by evening time, you have spent all your margin, all your extra, and your kids aren't misbehaving, they're just depleted. And I've been there, standing on a busy sidewalk, scrolling reviews, your kids are hungry, everyone is irritated. If your plan doesn't account for evenings, your whole day kind of feels like a loss. So, what actually works? It's not cutting out the fun, it's changing your order. I stopped planning full days and I started planning early wins. One meaningful thing early, an open middle, almost a gentle landing. Once the main thing happened, the pressure utterly disappeared. And some of our best afternoons came from letting the rest of the day just breathe and have room. The first trip where we changed how we planned, nothing about our destination was special or different. But the days felt different. We did one meaningful thing early in the morning, got that done. And so then once it was done, my brain just relaxed. There was no chasing the next moment, no more mental checklist. And that's when I personally realized that this is what vacation's supposed to feel like. It wasn't about doing less overall, it was about doing less at the wrong times. This is exactly why I built my stress free family travel course. Not to give parents more ideas, but to take the overwhelming, the extra pressure off. And I walk you through how to plan trips where you're not carrying the entire day in your head all alone with all the extra things that you need to remember and plan and to account for, where you know what matters, what's optional, and where your day has room and finally a chance to breathe. Most parents don't need more inspiration. We don't need more social media. We don't need more Pinterest and Instagram and these YouTube luxury vlogs of all the most amazing shots in the world. What we really need is fewer decisions. When you're already tired, okay, parents plan for fear, the just in case we have time, just in case this once in a lifetime chance just happens to arrive. These backups quietly turn into expectations. Optional ideas are fine. Optional pressure is not fine. The goal isn't to maximize your destination, it's to make your trip sustainable for everybody involved without feeling overwhelmed, stressed, and burnt out. And that's how you know if your trip is overloaded before you even leave. Ask yourself these three questions. What is the one thing that actually matters each day? Where does the day loosen in your travel plan? Where does it end calmly? And if you can't answer those, your trips are gonna feel heavy. Kids remember overall how your day feels and not as much specifically as each individual item that you saw. Adults, right, we remember the highlights. Kids remember them in feelings. They remember whether your dinner felt rushed, whether they were allowed to slow down, whether the day ended calmly or not. And that's why parents say, but we did so much. You're not wrong. But the kids say the trip was exhausting, and neither of you, again, neither of you are wrong. You're just experiencing the trip from different perspectives. A good trip isn't one where you did absolutely everything. It's where you didn't need a break from each other afterwards. If you came home closer and not feeling completely drained, you did it right. But if your trips look great on paper, but they really feel heavy in real life, this is exactly why. It's so important to know that you're not failing, you're just planning too tightly. So grab my free packing list below. It removes one more decision right away. And if you want help planning trips that actually feel good from start to finish, my stress-free family travel course is linked below as well. You can have a one-on-one with a beginning planning call, or you can just head straight into the course and get started. So tell me in the comments what part of the day feels the hardest when you travel with your kids and your spouse.